All. So we'll start now, and today is the day 2, and we are going to again start with the JavaScript and all. And so let me again share my screen and share my screen. Okay. So again, let us quickly do this because there is a lot to cover in JavaScript. Yesterday we were able to do a less thing because there was a delay. Okay, so again, let me open the JSBin and JavaScript and console. You can increase the font size 150. So yesterday we were done till array. So there is one more important thing, which is sometimes more important than array also, and that is known as object. So this is a JavaScript object. This is different than the class objects which we have. So the JavaScript object is there. Okay. So let us check. Okay. Object is there. Objects. So suppose a const person is there, and objects are taken with this curly brackets. Curly brackets is there, and f name is like menu is there, comma, l name is like this. Pass one sec, audible and all. One sec. Yeah, I think I am not able. Okay, so each an object can have, let me tell one thing, is developer is true. Object are different than arrays. So what are objects? Objects are a collection of key value pairs. They are a collection of a key value pairs. So what are these key value pairs? So this is the key and this is the value. This is the key, this is the value. And one thing to notice here is that objects are always, the key is a string, but the value can be a bit different thing. It can be a string, can be a number, it can be a boolean also, and there are some other things are also there which it can be, but the key is always a string. So objects are similar to, there is another thing which you can think of them as a cousin of object. So if you see the JSON placeholder, like maybe I'll just not show this thing. I'll show maybe one. See this is also an object, but this is not a JSON object. But difference between this and a normal JavaScript object, and they are used a lot in, means sometimes you will use this to transfer the data and all. So what is the difference here? See, here also the key is always a string, but it is in double quotes, and trust me, it should be in double quotes. It should not be in single quotes. It should be in double quotes, and whenever there is a string in the value also, it should be in double quotes. Not a single quotes are not allowed there. So this is a JSON object, but this is JavaScript object. It is not required to have a, first thing, it is not required to even have a single quotes here in the key, but key is always a string. Value can be anything. Value can be something different also. Here there is actually another thing known as a users, I think. Yeah. So see, here also our object is there, and inside that another object is there. So this is how objects are being used in real world, real life scenarios. Okay. So here also we will have something like this. The value, it is not required. The key should always be string. The value can be an array also. Value can be an another object also, and they can go deep also, like object inside an object and object inside outside. Those things can also go. Okay. So I'll have a hobbies like array. Hobbies will be an array. It will be like a coding, logging, and YouTube doing, and comma address is like HNO is 95, comma city is Bhopal, and state is MP, like this. So see, here the value is an array and here the value is an object. So this can be also be there. So now we'll have a console.log of person. So if you do this like this, it will show. And there is a bug actually in your JSBin. So what it does, it shows this object thing because of everything. So this, just ignore this thing. If you see it in the console like this, if you see it in the console, it will not show this object thing like this, but it is not always feasible to see it in the console. You have to see it like this. Okay, so that is there. And address, and one more thing to notice here, this, see, array are like in order, but it is not in order. So it is coming in alphabetical. Address is coming first, then the A is there, F name is there, hobbies is there, and is developer is there, then the last name is there. So it is coming in this way. So this is there. So it is not, order is not meant, because objects are accessed in a different way. Objects are accessed in two ways. One method is like the, it is known as the dot notation. So person dot f name, person dot f name I'll do, and it will give me this 𝐿𝐵𝐼𝐴. So this is one way to access, and this is the 99% of the time you're going to access it like this. And 1% of the time, actually 1% of the time is also too much, because I have never accessed in this another way, and that is like person. It is not a bracket, it is known as a bracket notation, and that bracket notation is like this. I will have a bracket, and then I will have this thing, and I will have a L name. And name will be there, and if I run it, so Vishal solution. So what is the benefit of this notation over this bracket notation, over this object notation, over this dot notation? What is the benefit? So here, what the benefit is there, it is like last. If I do this, if I have it like this, suppose if I have a last name like this, okay, I can have a quotes here also. So this last name I can show it through this only, but I cannot show it here because it will give me an error. It will give me an error. I can show it like this. Okay, so I have to show it in this way only. Okay, so this is the use case of this way. And now let us do something. So thank you, Devesh. So how to get this blogging? How to get this blogging actually? I want to get this blogging. So if I do a console.log of person and person dot, first thing is that person dot hobbies I will do. Person dot hobbies I am going to do, and see, it will show me the whole thing. But I want the blocking also. So now I have to access it like the array access. How to access the array? So it is the second thing. So it is like the one. Okay, so like this, because I wanted to get this blocking. So this is how it is done. So you might have guessed. And how to do this? Console.log of. I want to get this city. I want to get this city. So how I will do it? Person.address.city, because that is how we one object will be accessed. Then after that we have to go inside that object. So we're going to do that like this. Person dot address dot city, person dot address dot city, and it will give me the city. So this is like that it will go. An object doesn't have many functions. We generally don't have many functions in object, but there are two functions which we sometimes can use. So I will show that. Console.log and object dot keys and person. So suppose I want to get all the persons here. I want to get all the I want to get all the keys there. So keys, and it will return me as an array. Actually, arrays are very easy to iterate. So object.keys person. So what it will give me? It will give me an array which will contain all the keys. Similar to this, we have like something like that. Object.values and person. Object.values person. So it will give all the values as a array. So Nabindu, Vishwas, 39, true, and then this was also a value and this was also a value. So it will be shown like this. So there are not many more here. So that is there. And now the next thing which we are going to do, we will go a bit faster and all, because there is a lot of things to cover. So JSBins, because tomorrow I want to do there's Async JavaScript is also there, and then after that keep on forgetting what is there. Async JavaScript is there, ES6 is also there, and one more thing is there. Okay, one sec. So we have to cover this Async JavaScript. We have to cover this. Okay, JavaScript DOM is also there. After this, we're going to do DOM, and we're going to do a project there. Okay, and you have to do a lot of projects that are known as vanilla JavaScript. So after this, we are going to do DOM. Tomorrow, we're going to do DOM. Okay, so DOM is there tomorrow, and all those get element by ID and query selector, all those things will be done tomorrow. And people are generally scared of those things. Okay, so now we are going to do the loops. Okay, so loops. What are these loops? So loops are like, loops have not changed in like more than 70 years, especially the for loop. The traditional for loop is like there from the COBOL days. It is there, the for loop, and it is always like this only. So for the syntax is same, for let I, but we are going to see some of the loops which are over this for loop. If especially in the ES6, there is a for each thing is there, which you use a lot to iterate over the array, and that is very much used in React, in vanilla JavaScript, and all those things. So a bit of things we should know also before moving to this vanilla JavaScript projects. Right? So I equal to 0 and I is less than equal to 10, and I plus promises will be I think tomorrow it won't be possible to do. It will be day after tomorrow. That I cover in Async JavaScript. I cover everything in JavaScript. From after this DOM will be there, then Async JavaScript will be there, and in that Async JavaScript we are going to have those promises and all, and then after that there will be ES6. So my JavaScript syllabus is more geared toward React, because that is the final thing which you have to know. So it is not like I'm not geared too much around the things which are not required for real programming. Those things are also there on my channel. Maybe I will going to have some advanced JavaScript course soon. So those things which I'm talking about prototypes and all those things. So there is something which you have to go deep inside JavaScript. JavaScript is a very simple language to learn, but it is very difficult to master. So those prototype, like what is a this keyword and all those things are also there on the channel, but that I did a long time back. Like this channel is very old, so that thing I will have again a course like this mastery course in JavaScript I will have. Okay, so that is there. And so the thing is that those things in real life scenario nobody uses, but sometime in some of the interviews they have been asked what is a prototypal inheritance, what is prototype, what are this keyword and all those things. And that thing sometime in the back of the mind you should know. So next month I'm planning to have a mastery. This is like beginners to advanced. I'll have a advanced to master series also. Okay, so console dot log loop number dollar $i. So this for loop is there. So let me run this thing. So why the loops are being used first place, why the loop are being used, and it will give me all the number. So suppose I wanted to print a loop number from 0 to 10. So instead of doing this in a for loop, I forgot to tell that I would have written this loop number like 10 times. So console.log loop number 0 to 1 to 0 5 6 7 8 10. Okay, but if I want to do it 100 times, then what to do? Then I have to do this, write this console log 100 times, which is not possible. But with the loop, what I have to do? I have to just increase this thing and just try to run this thing, and it will do it for 100 times. So it will do it for 100 times. So is that just the line of code is been changed. So let us now understand how this for loop actually works. So for loops, as I told, it is like the code is same. Like in C++ and Java, you'll have a int instead of the let. Just that much difference is there. And instead of a console.log, you might have a print. But generally in for loop, we have a lot of statements. Okay, so it is like this. Okay, so let me move it back here like this. So for let I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 10, I plus plus. So what happens in the for loop when the first time it runs? First time, it is very important to know what happens in the first time it runs. First time it runs, it will do a let I equal to 0. I equal to 0. I is a variable. I is a variable which is a 0. So I equal to 0 will be done. Then I is less than equal to 10 means it will check 0 is less than equal to 10. 0 is less than equal to 10 equal to 10. So what is this means the conditional operator, and till the conditional operator is true, then only the for loop will be executed. So 0 will less than equal to 10. It will then come down the first time. First time it will come down and loop number 0 will be printed. Next time it goes up from the right hand side. It doesn't comes up from the left hand side, it goes up from the right hand side. This is very important thing to understand. And then it will do a I plus plus. I plus plus, it will do I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. I plus plus, the full form of I plus plus. In any programming language, it means I equal to I plus 1. So I will become 1. I will become 1, and then it will do this like 1 is less than equal to 10. 1 is less than equal to 10. Then it will come down and print the 1. Then from that time onwards, it will go from the right hand side only. I equal to 2, it will make 2 is less than equal to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is less than equal to 10. Is it true or false? It is true. 10 is not less than 10. 10 is equal to 10. 10 is equal to 10, so it will come down and print the 10. Then the next time it will go up. Next time it will go up, what will happen? Is your 11 is there? Means it will make it 11. 11 is less than equal to 10. 11 is less than equal to 10. Is it a true or a false statement? It's a false statement. The moment it sees a false statement, it will come out. It will come out of the loop, and no 11 will be printed. So this is how it will work. This is very important to understand how the traditional for loop works. First time only it will go like from here to here. It will go. Next time onward it will go like, see my mouse. I move from here to here. It will go and go down. I should have some pointing devices. So it will go like here and down, here and down. So this is how the traditional for loop is. It is very difficult to teach also, but this is how it runs. It is running like this for the past so many years. From 1960s, it is running like this. Okay, so this is how the traditional for loop is there. But there is another loop which is a while loop, which is actually very much easier to teach than the for loop. But the thing is that nobody uses the while loop. There is a reason for that. I'm going to tell that. So this for loop, I'm going to change it to a while loop. While loop, I'm going to change it to a while loop. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this out first. And in while loop, what happens? This initialization I'll have. So what I'm going to have, like a while loop, I'm going to have. So this initialization is there. Let I equal to 0. Then while of I is less than equal to 10 and console.log this is there, and I plus plus I will have I plus plus I'll have, and then I'll clear it, run it, and it will run the same. The thing is that it is much more easier than the for loop. Why? See, any programming language runs from top to down. So let I equal to 0. I have done. So I is 0, I 0. Then initialize, then it will never go up. Then it will come down. 0 is less than equal to 10. Yes, it is less than equal to 10. Then it will do this console log loop number 0. It will do. Then I plus plus I'm doing after this. I plus plus I'm doing it. So I is like 1. It will make. Then it will go up and go up. And 1 is less than 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is not that much difficult to teach in comparison to for loop, and it's quite easily understandable. This while loop, how this works. So till 11 to do, and it will be done. So now what is there? Why people don't use this while loop? See, generally the loops and all, they don't have like one line or 2 lines. They have generally 50, 60 lines, 100 lines. So like this, the loops are there in real projects. So what happens in this for loop? In the syntax only, there is a I plus plus, and all these things are there. So once you start using the for loop in 1 or 2 years, that will get into your head, because you use for loop so much that you will not forget the syntax. While loop also you won't forget the syntax, but the thing is people keep on forgetting this thing, I plus plus, because this is not a part of the syntax here. People keep on forgetting it. If you don't forget it, it's okay, you can do that. But people keep on forgetting this, and if I keep forgetting this is a very, very dangerous thing. It has actually got into an infinite loop. See, my screen is like slowly moving because it is printing 0 at a very fast rate. It is doing I equal to 0. 0 is less than equal to 10, but it is 0 is never increased. It is printing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and it has gone into the infinite loop. It will soon break my browser. So like this kind of code breaks the browser actually, and this will breaks the browser means what? Your whole program is gone. Okay, so I will clear it. Okay, so it didn't broke the browser. Okay, so generally if I had kept it like this, the memory of the browser would have been filled and it have been broken. Okay, so I plus plus again I'll do, and it will run like this. Okay, so there is another loop which is known as a do while loop. So we'll understand what is a do while loop. Do while loop is like this one only. I'm going to change it to do while. Do while loop is again used very little. I have actually never used it in production. While loop also sometime I have used it in production, but do while I have never used it in production. So do while what happens, I'll come here, cut it, and there will be like do here, and the while will be here. While is less than, on the first thing you'll see that there is no change. Anyways, like 0 will come and do will there, and but it will check the condition at the end. So 0 is less than equal to 10, then 1. Even first time 0 will come, 0 will be printed, and then 0 will be changed to 1. Then this 1 is less than equal to 10, like this is 10, it will be done. That is done. So that is there. But the thing is that the main thing of this do while loop, or why we use the do while loop, it will run at least 1 even if the condition is not true. So let's make it like this. I plus equal to 11, I will make I plus equal to 11, I will make, I will clear it. So what will happen? I equal to 0, it will print the loop number 0, then I will become 11. 11 is not less than equal to 10, so the condition is false. So it will, okay, sometime what happens, okay, I plus equal to 11 means I equal to I plus 11 means 0 plus 11. So sometime it doesn't. Okay, so this loop number 0 will be printed, nothing else will be printed. But this thing can be done only in the do while loop. In the while loop and for loop, this thing cannot be done. So this is there. Okay, so this is done. And now The next thing which we are going to do is the array of objects. What an array of objects? Array of object is one of the most important way to pass data in a over the internet. Means all the data which you see it in amazon.com or someplace. Amazon.com, when I will go to the website like amazon.com or anything like that, maybe so what happens, all the data of the items comes as an array of object. Okay, so we'll see. I cannot show the Amazon API endpoint. Okay, so okay, what is the API endpoint? This is beyond what we are teaching here, because that is something which is related to backend. See, data in the internet, what happens in the backend, you directly don't access the data. So you, this thing, I think most of you might have think like the Amazon, you go, where is the data coming from? Data is coming from a database. Data is coming from a database, but you cannot, you don't access the database directly. So there are some backend languages like Java, Node.js are the major backend languages. Number one is Java, number two is Node.js. So those language, in those languages, you create something known as a backend API endpoint. Like there is a API endpoint JSON placeholder. Because if you continue on my React.js course and all, we are going to do this thing, and even promises I'm going to show this thing. So this is an endpoint. This is not a website. This is an endpoint which is getting this data actually from the database. This data is getting from the database, but this API endpoint, we have to access this API endpoint somehow. Okay, so this API endpoint, we have to access it through the front end, and we do it through promises and all those things we're going to learn later on how to do with promises and all. This week only we're going to learn. Okay, so this all these things are made it in Java or Node.js kind of a language, and it is returning me all these things. If you see here, there is a pattern here, like this array. Array is there, and then there are a lot of objects are there. Array of object. This is a very popular pattern. In fact, the most popular pattern on the internet, because data is generally transferred in this way. Why? Arrays are very easy to iterate, and objects are very easy to store the data. See, I'm storing a data of a, this is a post data we're getting, again a dummy kind of data, and Amazon kind of data. Let us see some Amazon kind of data. Okay, so there is a fake store API, which is like not a fake, but it will give us a bit of data like Amazon. See, Amazon homepage, you'll go, you will some endpoint like this will be there, and you will hit something like this. So you'll get the data of all, some items, like all the things, which again be an array of objects. ID will be there, title will be there, price will be there, description, category, images are also passed like this only. Okay, and then some rating and all those things. So this is how you get the data, and how will you iterate this data. This is very important. Okay, so let us, instead of taking a fake data or something, let us take this data only. Oh, it is showing like this. Maybe I'll take this one. Okay, so you want a new thing. Okay, so I'll come here and JSON placeholder, not JSON placeholder, JSBin const products equal to, oh, it is showing me one line. This is not a good thing. I'll show it as passed only. Actually, I will. There is a lot of data here. I will remove some of the data, or else we are not going able to see much thing, because we don't know our API and also we are doing all these things now. Images also I don't need right now, and even the okay. So we are getting some real kind of a data, how it looks and all. So much better. This is a lot of data here. Okay. So much to get this data. Okay, so the data is finally made, and so as you can see, this is an array of object, and this we are going to how to get the data from here and now. Okay, so how to get, suppose I want to get the prices, maybe the prices of all of them. So how to get that, how to get the prices of all of them? So the normal way so is to get go for a for let I equal to 0, and a lot of people are watching, but please do like the video so that it can reach to more people. Okay, so please do like it if you're liking it. For I equal to 0, and please do subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. So lang dot length and I plus plus is there. No. And so why I have done, okay, not lang dot length, it is the products dot length. I equal to 0, I is less than products dot length and I plus plus. So it's an array, and inside that each object contains some data of some element, but the length will be actually 3 because there are 3 elements in it. 1, 2, 3 element in it. So this statement is like let I equal to 0, I is less than 3, I plus plus. Then if I do a console dot log of products and I'll do, then I will run it. So it will give me all the object, but I don't want all the object, I want the price of it. So I'll do a dot price I'll do, and I'll get the price, all this price. So there for loop is okay, but there are some other ways also to iterate over anything. So there is another loop known as a for off loop, and this is the traditional for loop. We have a for off loop, and we have a for each loop also, which I'm going to type. For let anything you can take, let okay, I will take let desk of products, desk of products, and console dot log. Okay, so not desk of product, but generally it should be product, means each of the product we will get that product of products. So this product I can take I also in place of it. I've taken product of products is the real array name. Console dot log, then I will have this product. So when I do this product, it will get access to each one of the object. It will get access to each one of the object. It will get access. So now we'll have this product dot anything I can do. Okay, so product dot, maybe I'll do the category. Product dot category I will do, and then I will clear it and run it. And this product dot category. Okay, all of them are men's clothing. Okay, product dot something different. I want to take title, product title, and it will show me this thing. This is the for of loop. Actually, this is not that much used. The thing which is most used, traditional loop is also not that much. It is way too complicated and all. There is a new thing which was released with ES6, which is known as a for each loop, and this is related to something known as the arrow function, which we are going to do today only, and that is used. But I have to teach this for each loop because it is used at a lot of places. Okay, so it's for each loop. This is like this: products dot for each, and now again I can have anything. Maybe this time I'll have item. I'll call it item, and get again like this product we can have an item also like this. I'll have, then I will have this item. Now what this is actually a function. As a function we're going to see how this function is with the item dot anything we can do. Maybe I'll do this time description. I'll do this description. I'll do, and this is how it is done. Okay, so this is not okay because we are not even doing anything here, because I will do the console console.log of momentum. And the best thing is that you can have it in one line. We are going to do a bit more about it. Okay, one more is remaining here, like this, and see, it is coming there. This all things are coming. So this is the for each loop is the very important loop. So that is done. So now we are going to look into the conditionals. Conditionals in JavaScript, we are going to do very important topic again. JSBins. So conditionals are what? Conditionals are like the if statements and all. So the for loop and all run for a time until the condition is true. So there is something like if statements are there. What happens with the if statement and all? If the condition is true, like it will go inside only if the condition is true, like one time or something like that. Okay, so it will run like that. So I'll have a const x equal to 10. Okay, I will show two things here at the same time. Const x equal to 10 have taken, and then if x double equal to 10, then console.log x is 10, and so there are two things which I'm telling you. So x is 10 is printed. First thing is, let us look into this if statement. If statement, what happens? This is known as a conditional. So if the condition is true, then it will go inside. Okay, and this thing is known as a comparison operator. It can be equal to, it can be greater than equal to, greater than, less than equal to. All those things also can be there. And this is generally known as a assignment operator. Is assignments. It assigns definitely the right hand side to the left hand side. But this comparison operator, what it does the left hand operator and check the left hand operator and the right hand operator. And whatever the result is there, it will return Boolean, either true or false. So in this case, what it is doing, it is returning Boolean, like 10 is equal to 10, and it is there. But if you look closely, actually what I'm doing, I'm comparing the string 10 with the number 10. So in most other programming languages like Java, C++, C, this will be false. String 10 is never equal to number 10. Never equal to number 10. Even in JavaScript, it is not equal. String 10 is never equal to number 10. But what JavaScript does, what JavaScript creator has did, so what he did actually, when he created JavaScript, what he did, if you do a double equal to, what it does, string 10 is there, it is comparing with the, like the first time what it will come, what it will do, it is like do it, like I'll do a comment and do it, string 10, what is string 10, double equal to 10, then it will actually convert it into 10 double equal to 10. It will convert it. It will convert it into like this, 10 double equal to 10. It will convert it into level, because it will try to check if the string is convertible or not. Yeah, the string is convertible to a number 10, so it will convert it. So like this it will do, like this it will work in JavaScript, which is not a good thing. This is known as like a conversion, like the compiler does this thing, which is not a good thing. So JavaScript, again, as someone yesterday only told that it was created in 10 days. I used to say it is in 10 days, 3 days, but the person corrected me and it was done in 10 days. 10 days is also very small time to create that thing. And they have used this weird kind of stuff in this. So they actually fixed this issue quite soon. In the next 2-3 years, they fixed this issue because JavaScript became big, and this was causing a lot of issue in JavaScript. So what they did, they didn't remove this thing. They didn't remove anything, cannot be removed in JavaScript. Okay, so they didn't remove this thing, but in the next 2-3 years, what they did, they invented a new kind of a comparison operator, which is a triple equal to exclusive to JavaScript. Exclusive. It is the exclusive thing to JavaScript. So what is there? So I'm going to tell about that. So I will do a const y equal to, again I'll do a string 20, and now I'll do a if y exclusive property to JavaScript, exclusive property of JavaScript. It is not there in C, C++, Java, anything. Okay, so double equal to is there. So y triple equal to, instead of double equal to, I will do triple equal to 20. Now what will happen? It will do a strict comparison. Means the compiler will not touch anything. It will not change anything, any type of anything. It will not touch anything. The compiler won't touch anything. So now what will happen? So I'll have a console.log y is 20, and anyways if I do this, this will not run. So I will have else part also, else. So we will learn the else also. What is the else part? Whenever the if is false, the else part will run. So I'll do this console.log, and y is, maybe I'll write the string string 20. I'll write and clear it, run it, and why it is not showing. Sometimes it doesn't show. Sometimes this is a JSBin problem. Okay. So why is string 20 is doing? So no conversion was done. So this is like the after the if statement also, and this conditionals also. So that is there. So that is done. Let us see. There is another thing like we have seen the if and if else. There is if else. Yeah, typecasting. You can say anything, typecasting or anything. There are some fancy names for that, and the thing is that the compiler doesn't touch. If you do this triple equal, it is also known as strict comparison. It doesn't changes anything in JavaScript and all. Okay, so that is there, and here it changes the type. It tried to change the type. If you give something like a string, it will not able to change it, but I give the numbers, it was able to change it. So now the next thing which we are going to do is a if else statement. This is the statement. This is also very old kind of a statement. This, most of you might have seen this if else if statement. Okay, this is a statement most of you might have seen. It is there in every other programming language. Okay, so this is not something new. So const z equal to 69, okay, and then I do a if z is greater than 100, console.log of z is greater than 100. Okay. Then we have something known as else if also. In this I can again have a condition like z is greater than 80. Console.log z is greater than 80. Now I can have one more else if like this, and 60. So z is greater than 60. Then last one I will have a else z is lesser than 60. Okay, so in this thing if I run it, it will be z is greater than, this is the how it came. It came as z is 69, so it came here 69 is greater than 100, note is not true. Then it will go to the next one. 69 is greater than 80, note is not true. And it will go to the next one. 69 is greater than 60, yeah, it is true. So it will go inside and put z is greater than 60. So if I make it like 49, so it will go to the else part. It will go to the else part and print that. So it is like this. This is how the if else if statements are done in JavaScript. So the next thing which we are going to do is the or and operators, or and operators we're going to do. So they are used in the if statements, or and operator. If x equal to 20 and const y equal to 30. So if you have the or is there, if x triple equal to, generally we should use triple equal to. See, in JavaScript there are all things are there which we cannot change. So just like we should always use the let and const, we should never use var, and like that it is always say that you should never use the double equal, you should always use the triple equal to. Okay, x triple equal to, so make it a habit, x triple equal to 20 or y triple equal to 40. So console.log any one of the statement is true. Any one of the statement is true. I will run it and see it will run. See what happened. This statement is true. Y equal to 20. So 20 is equal to 20. But this statement is not true. So in OR, what happens? OR is given by this double pipe, and one more thing, there should not be any space. It should be joined. Double pipe should be there, and we can have hundreds of OR statement also. After this, hundreds of OR statement. The only thing is that at least one of them should be true. At least one of them should be true. Then it will go inside. So this is the OR operator. Now similar to that, we have a AND operator. AND operator, both of the statement are true. So in OR operator, what happens? AND operator, what happens? Every statement should be true. Now it is not going inside. Every statement should be true. If there are two statements, both of them should be true, then only it will go inside. Three statement, all three should be true, then only it will go inside. Four statement, all four should be true, then it will go inside. So it is like that. It's like that. So here, let me make it as 30. I'll make it, and like this, clear it and run it. And see, both of the statements are true. Okay, so this is there. So next thing is that we are going to learn about this operator known as ternary operator. Actually, this is a shortcut, ternary operator, but it is used a lot in React. Okay, operator, ternary operator, and const z equal to 10. So we'll first create a if-else statement. Actually, it's a replacement of if-else statement. We can have if-else statement also, but it gets complicated pretty soon if you do that thing. Okay, we can do that thing sometime. Maybe we are going to do it sometime also. If let color and net color. So if z is greater than 10 and color equal to red, else color equal to blue. Console.log color. Yes. So this is simple if statement. So that 10 is greater than 10. No, it is not true. 10 is not greater than 10. So color blue will be printed. Color blue will be there, and it will be come here like this. Okay. So now we'll convert this thing into a if-else statement. If-else statement we're going to convert, and here we'll have like not if-else. We're going to convert it in a ternary operator. Okay. So const color. And ternary operator can be written in one line. Okay, so that is the best thing about ternary operator. So I'm going to do this. Z is greater than 10. This is the condition which we were checking. So I'll put this condition here. So now how to check it? I'll have this greater than sign. I'll have this greater than sign, and then I'll have this red. That is red or blue. And then, so what will happen right now? Okay, let me actually comment this out. Color 2. So this z is greater than 10. 10 is greater than 10 is false. So color. So what will be done in the color 2? The blue will be going. So similar to this only, but we are written all these things in one line, because of ternary. So it will be blue. If I make this z as maybe I will make this as 9. So 10 is greater than 9 is true. So it will give me red. So this is how this ternary operator works. So now we are going to look into switch statements. Okay, switch statements we are going to look. Switch statements are a lot like if-else statement. So let me do one thing. Let me take it here, because we have a if-else statement. Okay, so we can have a switch statement instead of this. Okay, we'll have a new thing. So In switch statement, what happens? Suppose I have a const color equal to blue, and switch statements are sometimes used a lot in React, especially in Redux and all. So next week is the React week. So if you're invited, see something on this channel are always same. The first 3 week means, and the prime time, our prime time is 8:30 p.m. IST. We have some other other courses also going on at different time, but our prime time is this 8:30 p.m. IST, because at this time everybody is out from colleges and offices and all that thing. So that is there. And first week is CSS week, second week is JavaScript week, which is the second week of the month, second week of every month, and third week is React.js week, so that people can have this live session every time. And we give participation certificate also to people who attend all these live sessions. So that is there. So besides this, we have other sessions also. This month we are having some more sessions, like generally in the afternoon session is also there, which is taken by one of my teacher, Mosam. It is 2:30 p.m. IST. And this time I am having one more session at 7 p.m. also, because there are a lot of things to cover and I'm not getting much time to cover in those 3 things. So we are having more live sessions nowadays. Okay, so this will keep on going on, because this month we are going to have some more, like CSS next week at 7, and last week we are going to have React Native actually. Okay, a lot of React Native we are going to have, because that is also something which can add to your portfolio, and if you have a React experience, it's very easy to learn React Native. So that is there. So switch color is there, and then the case is like red, and console.log color is red. Okay, and I'll have a break. See, in switch system, a break is very much required. The break is very much required, and then the case red and case blue, color is blue, case brown, color is brown, and there will be a default case in which so log no color matched. Okay, so like this I'll have and run it, and color is blue is come. So it is just like the if statement. What happens, each of this condition checks, so color is blue, so it will check whether this blue and red are same. No, it is not the color I'm taking, and color is red is there. So then it will go to this blue, so blue is matched and the blue has been done. And the break statement is mandatory in the switch case. Here there was no break statement, it was automatically breaking out of it. I'm unable estimate where to write the elements in div. I'm not understanding what you're asking, where to write the elements in div. So as most of you know, means DOM programming is tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned for the DOM programming. I'm not understanding what even if you're telling Sukumar, means DOM programming is tomorrow. So stay tuned, everything will be taught, even the DOM programming. So in DOM programming you're going to learn what is there. So DOM program is a bit tougher. Okay, so that is there. So this is how it is run. So whatever the color is there, if I choose something like violet, so this default statement is actually like the else part. Default statement is like the else part. So no color is matches run. This is how the switch statements are running. So now we are going to we came to the we'll do the last topic in JavaScript today, and then tomorrow will be DOM. So JavaScript Basic will be done after this. Okay, so I'll have this JSBin. So JavaScript is actually a functional oriented programming language. Nowadays the objective oriented thing has been added in ES6, which we are again going to learn. Objective oriented thing means there will be classes and all are there. Okay, there will be classes are be there. So functions will be there. Okay. So functions. Since JavaScript is a functional programming language, there are actually not one way, but there are 4 ways to show functions in JavaScript. So we'll learn about those 4 ways. Okay. So method number 1 is like known as a function declaration. And it is one of the oldest method in JavaScript. It is there from the start of JavaScript from 1995. Okay, function declaration. And in that, what happened? We have a function keyword here. In JavaScript, we have seen this earlier also. We have a function keyword. If you're coming from some other programming language background like C++, we generally have something like a void or something like that, void or int or something. A return statement, we give it like this. Nowadays I'm learning Swift for a reason. I am writing some blog on the Swift, and there also they have a lot of things related to JavaScript. Like they have a func keyword and all. So that is a different thing. So but this add nums is there, and then this num1 comma num2 is there. So functions are like small chunks in which you can pass anything. The common thing generally you should pass, and nobody writes a program like this, a 1,000-line program, and everything is one. Nobody likes it run like that. You will be fired if you write something like that. In any company, you will be fired. So either you have to create it in a small functions, or you have to create it in a small classes. So that is the way to do it. Okay. So functions are also the same thing. It is not always like the repetitive code will go here. The code you have to convert it like this. Okay, so here after this I'll have this console.log num1 plus num2. So it is, as I told, it is bit different from C++ and all. There we generally have a function type, and if you don't return something, we're going to see what is a return means. We generally have a void in C++ and all, and if you have a return type, we have that return type. So this is not C++, so we'll have this function, and then I will have a add nums of anything you can do like this 30, 20 I'm going to do, and it will give me 50. And this is what functions are about. This is a simple sum function. I can pass different parameters to it. So these are known as functions. So this is a function declaration which I have shown first. Okay, so now the next thing is like the method number 2, which is a function expressions. But even before moving to function expressions, I want to show how the return statement works. First thing is that add nums. Instead of add num, I will have a multi nums. Okay, multi nums, and here will be multiply. Run it, and it will be 600 anyways. So that is okay. But I want to have some return statement, like I don't want to console log here. So what we need to do in that case, there is a return statement in every function. So return, I'll do this, like return I'll do. Now I will run it. Now I'm only seeing 50, 600 is not coming. Why? Because if you return something from a function, if you return something, you have to catch it. And as I've told this return thing, if you were writing the same code in C++ or Java, since we are returning a integer, you have to do a int here. But since this is not Java, since this is not C++, we write a function. And JavaScript is also loosely typed language. It is known as a loosely typed language. Java, C++ are known as strongly typed language. Means types are there, like integer and all. You have to specify what is. JavaScript, everything compiler does all those things. Okay, so function multi-nums. I'm returning something, but I'm not getting the output. Why I'm not getting the output? Because when you return something, you have to catch it. It is like something like a player throws a ball, then someone have to catch it. It is like that. It is throwing something. Someone have to catch it. We are not catching it. So how to catch something? We have to if you want to catch something which is coming from a function, you have to catch it in a variable. So maybe a multi, I'll do multi equal to multi nums like this. But I caught it. So what will happen? This 30 into 20, it will go here and it will return this, and the 600 will be stored in this multi variable. 600 will be stored. Now I will do a console.log of multi I'll do, and it will give me 600 now correctly. So this is how we do in really, but generally in this case I don't want to have these multiple statements. So instead of this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it and I'm going to directly put it. I don't want to have another variable and all. So I will clear it and I will run it, and it will show me 600. So 600 is okay. So that is there, but we have still not seen the function expression. This is like the same function declaration. So in function expression, what happens again? The function declaration is there in all other programming language, although the return type is different. But function expression is something which is again exclusive thing to JavaScript, because JavaScript is a functional oriented language. It is also said that in JavaScript, functions are first class citizens. Okay, so it is like that. So I will come here and remove this function here. So what happens? I will have a const multinums. Const multinums is there. Okay, equal to, so it's a variable. I'm equal to a variable and function. Equal to variable and function I'm giving. So this is something which can happen here only. A variable I'm making it equal to function. If I run it, it will get me the same thing, like 600 it will give me. So it is like this. Okay, one more thing. Okay, we come into an and. Let me give the attendance. Mark your attendance. Okay, someone asked something. Can you give the clarity on return statement? Why it came? Return statement didn't came 50. 50 is coming from this thing. Okay, let me comment it out. Okay, it is giving 600 actually. So see, there are two things. So this is giving 600. 30 into 20 is 600. It is giving. It is not giving 50. 50 was given by this add num. Anyways, this is this will give me 50 only. I'll comment it. So this 600 is coming from the second one. So this is how the function expressions are there. You can make a variable equal to that. So this is only exclusive to JavaScript. Now the method number 3 is, we have method number 3 like this, which is the latest one, which was released in 2015, and that is known as the arrow function. The arrow function have some additional thing, and that arrow function is very modern. They're very modern function. And what additional thing is that there's a problem in JavaScript with the this keyword. This keyword is very difficult to master. So it binds the this keyword, and the syntax is also much more modern. You should always use an arrow function. And there are some use cases when we're going to do React. We're going to see why should we use the arrow function. Some problems in React which occurs because of JavaScript, and it's solved with the arrow function. Okay, that is that. All right. So now before changing to arrow function, I will change the name to modnums, and I'll change it to modnums 3020, and I'll make it as a modulus. If I run it like this, I will get this. Okay, again something error is there. Okay, I will get this third one, which is this 10, because modulus gives me the remainder. So 30 divided by 20 is 10. It is giving me there. But this is a normal function expression. So how to do the arrow function? In arrow function, what happens? We remove the function keyword. Then after this, will come here and do a equal to and a greater than 1. Again 1. There should not be any space. It should be like this. This is also known as fat arrow function, that is equal to and greater than sign. If you do this thing, see, it is shown like this. Okay, so it will be again shown like this. No issue is there. So this is known as the arrow function. Again, a very important thing, because we use it at a lot of different places. In fact, I think we have used it somewhere. Okay, so we use it in the for each loop also. We use this arrow function. Actually, it's a function here. So this functions we have used. In fact, we use the next variation of arrow function, which is like known as a condensed arrow function. So see, this is done. The arrow function is shown like this. So we'll see another variation of arrow function, which is like a condensed arrow function. What is like this? Here we have a div nums. Div nums is like this, and here I'll have to divide it and let it. And so divide is 1.5 is coming, because 30 divided by 20 like this, it is coming. So what is this condensed arrow function? In condensed arrow function, what happens? See, in a lot of statement, what is there? You have only one return statement. Only one return statement is there. A lot of use cases are there, like the for each also we have seen it was having like one return statement. So when we have only one return statement, what is done? We can omit this curly bracket like this, and this also curly bracket and return statement. We can omit this curly bracket and return statement. Internally it might work like that only, but we can omit this thing and it will run like this. Okay, so this is like a shortcut. This is like known as a condensed arrow function. So the other thing is there. So there is even more condensed we can do with this thing. Suppose I have a div something like this function in which I am passing only one variable and I am hard coding the second one, like maybe I am dividing it by 5, and I clear it and run it, and okay, again it is showing me some error. And okay, so it will give me 6 because 30 divided by 5 is 6. So this is hard coding is done. So what in these cases I can do, this num1 is there, which I was passing a parameter in the parameter we generally show this thing. Okay, so I can remove that thing also. Now see this for a function. This is actually a completely varied function like this, which could have been a function keyword, which could have been not like this, something like this, a return statement and all those things. But we omitted a lot of things here. We omitted the bracket, we omitted the return, we have even omitted the how we pass the parameter. So this kind of thing, if someone is new to JavaScript and they see this thing, this is quite new thing, new kind of syntax, they will not even understand it's a function. This is coming from C++ background. You will not understand this is a function, but it's a completely valid function. And this is how the functions are there. Okay, and yeah, so actually we completed today. So we are done today, and if you like this, and tomorrow is a much awaited thing, which is a DOM thing, which a lot of people are asking about this DOM thing, and we have a lot of projects also on DOM. So the best way to learn DOM is to do the projects. We have some JavaScript projects, maybe in the future, or this one we might do another JavaScript. And tomorrow at morning 9 a.m. IST, I'm going to do a big streaming. So 10 CSS mentors project, in maybe in 5 or 6 hours I'm going to do. So that will be there, continuous streaming from 9 till most probably 1 or 2. I'm going to do that, so you can practice those CSS mentor projects. And during the next week, we are going to have this JavaScript day also, in which I'm going to do this JavaScript 10 project. So those things are planned for this month, and that will be done on the Wednesday. So with this, I will end tomorrow. Please do come at 9 a.m. IST if it is possible, and try to do those projects. Projects are the best way to learn anything. Okay, so with this, I will end today's stream. Thank you all, and thank you for attending. I hope you all feel the attendance. Thank you. Bye.